First things first, always get advice from your veterinarian before making any decisions about your pet's health. Okay, let's get right into it. If you're a dog owner, you know this sound. It's that middle of the night noise that shoots you straight out of a deep sleep. A sound that makes your heart pound and you think, what in the world is happening to my dog?
It's this sound, that harsh, hacking, just awful cough that seems to shake their whole body. People describe it as a goose honk, and honestly, that's a pretty good description. It's a sound that just sends chills down your spine, and it usually ends with this horrible gagging sound, and your first thought, your only thought is, they're choking. They have to be choking on something.
But they're not choking. So what is actually happening? What is this crazy cough that sends so many of us into a total panic? Well, that's exactly what we're going to figure out. Speaking of dog issues, the shedding, it's everywhere. I've got the fix. Bunny Punch Salmon Oil is the answer. It's a tasty food topper your dog will love. They've been making pets happy since 1990, and it's available right on Amazon. Go check it out. And we're back! So let's pull back the curtain on this infamous cough. What we all call kennel cough isn't actually one single disease. The real name is Canine Infectious Respiratory Disease Complex, or CIRDC for short. And that word, complex, is everything. It means we're not dealing with just one bad guy here. It's a whole crew of different viruses and bacteria all teaming up to cause this mess. So, who are these usual suspects? Let's meet the crew. The main ringleader is a bacteria called Bordetella bronchoseptica. Think of this one as the specialist that picks the lock. It goes in and it paralyzes the cilia, these tiny little hairs in the airway that are supposed to act like a security system, sweeping out all the junk. Once Bordetella takes out the security, the door is wide open for its partners in crime, like parainfluenza and adenovirus, to rush in and really start a party. And this stuff spreads like wildfire. It's incredibly contagious. An infected dog can pass it on with a simple nose-to-nose hello. They can spread it just by coughing or sneezing, sending tiny infected droplets into the air. Or they can leave the germs behind on things like toys, water bowls, or even on our hands when we pet them. It just has so many ways to get from one dog to another. Which, of course, brings us to the high-risk hotspots. I mean, the name kennel cough pretty much gives it away, right? Anywhere you have a bunch of dogs hanging out together in one space is a potential breeding ground. We're talking kennels, doggy daycare, the groomer, dog parks, you name it. If dogs are socializing, the risk is there. And here's the really sneaky part. After a dog gets exposed, it can take anywhere from 2 to 10 days for them to even start coughing. But during that time, they can be contagious. So a dog can look and act completely fine, but they're already a silent spreader, passing it on to other dogs they meet. Now, this is what makes it so tough to get under control. The cough itself might only last a couple of weeks, but get this, even after a dog seems completely recovered, totally back to normal, they can still be shedding that main bacteria, Bordetella, for 1 to 3 months. I mean, just think about that. A dog that was sick a month ago could be at the park today looking perfectly healthy, but still be infectious. That's a huge problem. Okay, this is absolutely critical. How do you know if it's a wait-and-see situation or a call-the-vet right-now emergency? A mild case is that classic dry, honking cough. The dog is still pretty active, still eating, still happy. The big red flags that things are getting serious and turning into pneumonia are when the cough becomes wet and productive, you see thick green or yellow discharge, the dog is tired and weak, doesn't want to eat, and has a fever. If you see those signs, don't wait. Call your vet. Now, the good news is, for most dogs, the ones with those milder cases, it's really all about supportive care. You don't need a bunch of heavy-duty meds. It's about letting them rest, making sure they're hydrated, and this is a great tip, using a harness instead of a collar on walks so you're not putting any pressure on their throat. Some people even run a humidifier or bring their dog into a steamy bathroom to help soothe their breathing. So you might be thinking, why not just throw some antibiotics at it? Well, remember, this is a complex with viruses involved, and antibiotics do absolutely nothing for viruses. So vets are really careful to only prescribe them when they're pretty sure a secondary bacterial infection like pneumonia has set in. It's all about using the right tool for the job. So all of this leads us to the most important point. How do we just avoid this whole situation to begin with? It turns out the best defense is a really good offense. Prevention is everything. And the single biggest weapon in our arsenal is vaccination. Just look at this data. It's from a study in Frontiers in Veterinary Science, and the results are just stunning. When exposed to the bug, a whopping 74% of the unvaccinated dogs got sick.
74%. Now look at the vaccinated dogs, only 9%. I mean, the difference is just night and day. No vaccine is 100% perfect, but this dramatically lowers the risk of them getting sick at all and can make it much milder if they do.
So what's the game plan? Here are your key takeaways. Number 1, talk to your vet about getting your dog vaccinated for the main offenders. Number 2, keep their stuff clean. Wash those bowls, toys, and beds regularly. 3, maybe think twice about using those communal water bowls you see at dog parks. And last, if your dog does get sick, do the right thing and keep them home, away from other dogs, to help break that cycle of infection. Which really brings us to the final question. Our dogs have social lives now, right? They go to daycare, they play at the park, they go to the groomer, and that's wonderful. But every time they socialize, they're being exposed to whatever other dogs are carrying. It's not really a question of if they'll encounter these germs, it's a question of when. So you have to ask yourself, is your dog protected?